it's to convince the audience.
I don't want to
because
convince
I'm not
the
going to
audience, bro. This is a bunch of like incels. I don't.
Whoa! Big spat that you had with John was about oppression, and you said you got quite.
Yeah, because I already know what you're gonna ask me, and I'm just gonna tell you this now. Google.
Google. Google.
要 ChatGPT 啦，
对啊 ，ChatGPT 比较正确，好不好？YouTube's gonna get pissed on us, and that we're meant to bleep that out.
But it's not my job to school you on something that you should have learned in school. Women have been oppressed, and women still are oppressed because there are literal child slaves. There are black women, disabled women that experience oppression all the time, and Native.
Homegirl, as a feminist, you up.
Yeah.
You 至少要3或4个 examples can you say how we have been oppressed.
Oppression
you got that shit on lock.
Yeah.
Yo. Check this shit. Hey, as women, we have been oppressed. Every time we go outside, we must put on makeup. We must shave our armpits. And most importantly, we cannot show our nipples.
一定要穿胸罩才能出门。
Yeah.
Native American women as well.
Huh?
And
Native American women.
It's also Native American men as well, aren't they oppressed?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm talking about women right now.
What?
Stay on topic. Stay on topic. We'll talk about us. We'll get to them later.
You're talking about women?
Yeah, because the question was how women have been oppressed, and I'm just gonna say it's not my job to educate you and school you on that. And if you don't know,
if I reject your presuppositions, then you do need to explain to me.
All right, my man, you have a podcast. Obviously, you've done research before these girls come on. You come locked with ammo.
Yeah.
So to say that you don't know that women have been oppressed, he's like, 装欸. Told you, unprofessional. He's looking for beef. He's trying to get them views.
Yeah.
like, it's not my job to school you. Like, you should have learned this in school. And honestly, it's a little scary that you don't know how women have been oppressed in the past, because like this country was like built for men, and these like laws and rules like all
erroneous.
They all
erroneous.
It's all to like for men, you know, like it was built for men.
I think she kind of fucked up because she hasn't formulated her point. So the way she comes off is like she's just making shit up. She's like these rules and stuff, they're just all for dudes.
But 有吗？
Oh, so the country is made for men?
Yeah.
If you think of the men's benefit back then, it's like we got urinals, we can pee standing up.
可以站着尿尿很快。
对啊，这好爽。
15秒解决，女生要40秒。
You try that, women. Most importantly, we can show our nipples all goddamn day, except for on YouTube.
And like this podcast enough is showing me that sexism is still really alive.
Can I ask you?
Oh, wow. You think this podcast is sexist?
I was posted on so many red pill incel accounts. Yes, it's giving incel a lot.
Oh man, okay, all the buzzwords are coming out. I don't even know where to start tackling this. Okay, so women were oppressed in history, but so were men. It's not
as much as women
see, now
were.
this is interesting, because if I say how were women were oppressed, you're like, well, it's self-evident, Brian. I shouldn't have to educate you. Yet you've just asked me the same question. You've just asked, how were men oppressed? Shouldn't you know?
No, because that wasn't taught in school.
好像是啊 I don't remember actually being taught about men's oppression actually.
Yeah. 重的东西都要男生拿。
重的东西。
金字塔都男生盖。
And actually, if you don't make money, you're called a bum. Actually, we were taught about oppression. They just renamed it. They rebranded. They called it World War I, World War II, yo, and North Korea, and Vietnam. Yeah, at this point, men were forced to fight. If they didn't fight, they would be thrown into a cage, or even worse, with a bullet in the brain.
Yeah.
So I would say men and women were both oppressed just in different ways. When it came to society, women were pressured to have babies, and men were pressured to make more money, yo. It's just a different formation.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So who's really oppressed then?
Oh my God, Brian.
If men's grievances throughout history are overlooked, who's the real one that's oppressed? Perhaps you don't even believe men are oppressed.
Don't, to be honest.
You don't?
Yeah.
Wow.
But all the time over domestic violence and domestic abuse to the point where...
That's irrelevant, but okay.
Okay.
That happens. There's certainly violence, sure.
Yeah, there is a lot of violence against
But
women.
when you think of oppression, what is your definition of oppression?
I don't know really how to explain it, to be honest.
I mean,
What?
Homegirl, we were kind of on your side from the beginning because old dude came with a bad faith argument. Hey, what is oppression? Or no, we said, how does women be oppressed? But now you said all this shit about women have been oppressed and men have not been oppressed and men's oppression was not even taught in school. Apparently the word oppression was not taught in your school,
Yeah.
Shame.
To be honest. But I'm
I mean, you
trying-
use the word, you ought to know how to define it if you just use the word.
Yeah, I just don't know exactly how to, like, why do you want me to explain that? That's what I'm getting.
Well, I
like,
mean, you've used a word, you ought to be able to.
yeah, you're just putting me on the spot. You just want to embarrass me, and I'm
I'm
to
not-
tell you this
No.
now. Tell me
You're
how,
embarrassing
Brian.
yourself.
Guess
Yeah.
what? I'll dip right now if
because
you're gonna.
we're having a polite conversation.
No, because I already know what this is about. We talked about this last podcast, so why do you want to bring it up again?
Well, we didn't really talk about
Okay,
it.
well, I'm not going to say anything else because it's not my job to school you and educate you, Brian.
But it is your job to go to school and learn the word oppression.
You-
You're gonna use it.
Yeah, you definitely need to go to a school, yo.
Very
And I'm not going to say
convenient.
anything else, and I'm going to stay quiet now.
I mean, that's a very convenient way to shut down a otherwise polite conversation. I gave you an opportunity to speak, so I think you should. You're just not gonna talk?
Damn.
他真的不说话呢。
This is like typical 小彩虹 shit. It's like they
Yeah.
either change the conversation, right? Or they just shut it down completely. Hey, feminists has left the chat.
Why is this such a sensitive subject for you?
Because
你又讲话了。
That's the best part about it is like when people just kind of say, I'm not gonna say anything. The moment you ask a question that picks on, hey, wait.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question. Can we engage in this?
I don't want to,
Hold
Brian.
on,
I didn't
hold
even
on.
want to come
Stop
here
interrupting.
in the first place. You literally asked me to be here. I said no thanks. And you're like, come on.
Maybe that's her definition of oppression. It's like some guy says, hey, you want to come on the chat? No. Please. You're oppressing me.
Okay, well, and
And
but why don't you want to have this conversation? Like, we can have a
Because I
good,
think
can you stop interrupting? We can have a good faith conversation about this. It's totally okay to have a conversation about, I suppose, what is for you an uncomfortable subject. But I don't see why you need to shut down the conversation. Like, I've been perfectly polite to you.
Yeah, but I just don't want to answer it, Brian.
Red pill, they should read some feminism book.
Yeah, if you're gonna engage in conversations with people who disagree with you, 你至少要理解他们的想法是。
Yeah, we actually read couple of the feminism book.
And homegirl was seriously misguided.
A lot of people in both red pill, blue pill community could benefit from this conversation. And this is again back to the previous conversation where this is the problem. Let's have a civil discourse. Let's talk about it. And most people resort to shutting down. People are trying to understand.
He's not trying to understand. He's trying to get some views. He literally said, let's make it.
That's what everyone does. That's what the whole point of the podcast, yo.
Yeah.
Like all of your IG, which also has a link to your OnlyFans, is in the description down below for the purpose of 曝光啊.
Yeah.
Make money, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, Mel Nero谁会看啊? He's
Yeah.
doing his job as a host. That's a host job.
Spicy or whatever. Like, let's get you heated because he knows that's going to get him good revenue.
And this is.
He knows that.
Well, I didn't say
Here's
that.
the
I
thing.
said
It's because you want to know why it gets so many views. It's because this is the problem that we're facing.
conversations like
So if we're able to actually have this conversation, I would also like to understand your point of view. I understand like it could come off as a bit like attacking, but a lot of people out there, a majority of people are trying to understand the situation, men and women. So if you're for women,
But no matter
Help us
anything I
out.
say, it's still not going to change your guys' beliefs because you guys like live by this. Like Brian has
Okay,
this
here's another thing.
podcast about
let me
it.
just address that.
yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Like
the
I just don't
purpose,
think-
let me just explain something. The purpose of debate isn't necessarily to convince the person that you're debating with. It's to convince the audience.
I don't want to
Because
convince
I'm not
the
gonna
audience, bro. This
but-
is a bunch of like incels. I don't.
Whoa.